Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A little update from Ukraine and not only. First, the situation in Pokrovsk and actually the situation in Myrnohrad, which is a city east of Pokrovsk. I will show you on the map, which lost all the supply lines. I have 3 articles from New Voice of Ukraine, Ukrainian media outlet, that's going to change its, reporting 3 times in about 5 hours. From being totally blocked to situation is dynamic, things like this. So the first topic, the situation in Pokrovsk, by the logistic to Myrnohrad being difficult or blocked, according to or depending on what sources you listen to in the same media outlet, New Voice of Ukraine. Second topic, according to Donald Tusk, who is the Prime Minister of Poland, Putin has the power to destroy the European Union and, brace yourselves, European culture. Now, Tusk, as far as I remember, he is a liberal, he's on the left. Or at least he's an ass-kisser of Brussels. Therefore, Brussels' culture imposed on the Europeans is garbage, including Mr. Tusk. But Tusk is a yes sir on that direction. And Mr. Tusk probably will tell us that if we don't protect you, you will lose everything because evil Putin has the power to destroy you and your culture. What culture exactly are you talking about, Tusk? You mean like a family, man and a woman, things like this? Masculinity, virility. Is that what you talk about? Or you talk about pink hair, snipped balls, fake teeth? Is that what you mean? Alright, inclusion, diversity and equity. So this is Mr. Tusk. We're going to discuss that. Next one. Zaluzhny starts playing the role of what's his name? Sikorski in Poland. Zaluzhny was saved and protected by the Brits by giving him a position as the ambassador of Ukraine to London, Great Britain or England. And Mr. Zaluzhny is protected and he is, waiting in the wings for a position. I think the sun is too strong, is it? Just leave it. Anyway, so Mr. Zaluzhny makes a claim that sounds like Sikorski. That is, everybody help us because the Russians want to destroy us. We will fight back, which is, you can say, normal, correct? If you fight for your own interest, it is normal. If you sacrifice your family, your nation, your culture, your traditions, for other interests that don't give a damn about you, that is wrong. And I think that's where Sikorski and Zaluzhny seems to align with. That is the next topic. Next topic, Mr. Zelensky tells you and everybody else how many Patriot systems he needs. And it is 27. Now, he is ignoring this fact by revealing how many Patriot systems, air defense systems from the United States of America, he needs. That tells you the power of Russia. If you would say, I don't need any, what would that tell you? The Russians are weak. If they tell you we need 27, on top of how many he had delivered, I don't know how many the Russians blew up yet. But nevertheless, according to the information I have so far, the Ukrainians received about 8 or 10 Patriot systems. So he wants 27 more. So let's say you get about 40 altogether. I don't know exactly how many were delivered, okay? So 40. That tells you the power of the Russians. That's what I take out of this. He's an imbecile, but nevertheless. And the Ukrainians attacked a port in Russia, and Tuapse. I don't know if I pronounce it correct, but I will show you on the map where this port is located. And the Russians attacked mildly with 7 missiles and 67 drones Ukraine overnight, 9th to the 10th of November 2025. 5. So let's start with the first topic. Here it is. New voice of Ukraine. This happened in November 10th, which is today, at 12:04 a.m. That is midnight. Situation in Pokrovsk stabilizes. Logistics restored. Okay, so this is the first one, Commander-in-Chief. So why is he talking about Pokrovsk? Well, let's first see where Pokrovsk is located. The map of Ukraine, this is Donetsk, or Donetsk People Republic, Donetsk Oblast, however you want to call it, I do not care. It's going to be soon in Donetsk People Republic, Russia. I guarantee you that. So here it is. You see, this is Krasnoarmeysk, Pokrovsk. This is what it says. It's stabilized. How is it stabilized? Now, this is a map coming from the Russians on the 9th, which was yesterday. They show it like it's all done. Logistics is done. What are you going to do? No problem. We go to the next one. Myrnohrad logistics fall under Russian control. Institute for the Study of War. You can trust those guys. Why? They are bazaar people. And I decided to close those radiations coming from Mossad. So what do you mean Myrnohrad logistics fall under Russian control? So where is that located? Yeah, we'll continue with them. I will tell you right now. They are located, this is Pokrovsk, here. Okay, by Dimitrov. Let me show you their own map. Okay, are you done yet? Oh no, they waited for me to come back. All right, and they show you the map. Pokrovsk right here, Myrnohrad next door. So this is where it's located, and the Russians cut it. And the communications right here. The Russians are almost there. This is according to the guys from the Institute for the Study of War, not from the Russians. So on this map here, this is even closer, and Myrnohrad is right here. It is encircled right there. I will go and I'll show you a map from the Ukrainians as well. Not Institute for the Study of War, but from the Ukrainians. And this is what they say. Russian occupiers have managed to block the resupply of Ukraine's defense forces in Myrnohrad. Now this guy, remember here, situation in Pokrovsk stabilizes, logistic restored. How in the hell is restored when these guys took it? Anyway, and we go to the most current one, again on November 10th, it's 4:31 a.m. The other one was what time? This was 3:10 in the morning, and this is 4:31. Logistics to Myrnohrad difficult but intact. No encirclement. What do you mean intact? An hour ago you said fall under Russian control. Nevertheless, what's going on? Let me go to the Ukrainians and see what they got. This is Deep State. This is from the 7th. Let's do an refresh. The 9th. This is what they show. The guys from the Ukrainian side. Myrnohrad right here. This is the supply line. These guys, look how close they claim, the Russians claim they are. This is what the Russians claim. This is the darker, whatever this is, red kind of, is where the Ukrainians claim the Russians are at the moment. All right, let's see how Putin can destroy all of you. New voice of Ukraine. Tusk. Putin has power to destroy European Union and European culture. And the caveat here is, unless we will defend you and protect you. First, this guy is destroying the European culture. That's the first thing you need to know. And the European culture. What European culture? I would like to hear Mr. Tusk. What is the definition? What he thinks is the European culture? If that is the diversity, inclusion, equity, celebrating a month of something we don't want to celebrate, things like this, snipping your balls, identify or whatever you want as whatever you want, things like this. Well, that's not European country. That's something imposed in the European country, European continent, or EU if you want, European culture. I would like to know, Mr. Tusk, is the European culture a Greco-Roman culture or it is a Judeo-Christian culture? And I guarantee you he's gonna come with the latest. Tuesday is a Judeo-Christian culture, not a Greco-Roman. Why? Greco-Romans will do what Odysseus did to those how do you call those guys who came to his palace, drinking his wine, eating his suitors, I think, eating his food, trying to his wife and take over his kingdom. After he came from the war of Troy, Odysseus traveled, he ended up back to Utica. Okay, and when he came back over there as an old guy, he was just playing like Mossad by deceiving everybody. He then closed the palace and fucked everybody up. He killed everybody. He did not allow them to leave. So he closed the doors, all the doors of the dining room or wherever these guys were having the party on his name, on his money, on his wealth, and he butchered all of them. I like that story very much. I don't know why. All right, and then we're going to jump to another Greco-Roman myth, which is Hercules. And Hercules, one of his 10, struggles, whatever he had to do. Remember how he cleaned the king's stables? And after that, we're going to mix them, okay? So we have Odysseus and we jump into Hercules. Hercules took a river and he washed the stables with the river. Just all of them out, gone. After Odysseus did the job. Now that's the culture I love. Yes, I don't like the beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, 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 beep. I don't like that one, all right? Just so you know. So, Mr. Tusk, if Putin has that power, I want to know who's going to defend us. And what exactly is Russia's culture? Family? Religion, as it is a foreign religion. But hey, the gods, their God supposedly was stronger than our gods. Why? Ask people like Tusk why. And so on. This is Russia. I would be inclined to think that actually Russia has the Greco-Roman culture more than the European Union. So let's see what this guy says. Russian dictator, Vladimir Putin. So Putin is a dictator, but Vladimir Zelensky is not. This guy is elected, the other one is not elected anymore. Possesses the means to destroy the European Union as an organization and Europe as a cultural entity. Okay then, go and talk to him. All right? He said, Polish Prime Minister Tusk, I have repeatedly raised the issue with our Western partners. There's no partners, they're partners in crime. A few years ago, it was very difficult to get through to them because you were so deep. That's basically what he says. Fortunately, they now understand that our assessment that Russia is, in a sense, at war with the entire West was correct. Well. Is Putin at war with you? Or you are at war with Putin. Remember, in any quarrel, you're, let's say, a police officer, and the dispatcher sends you a unit, go to, I don't know, address, zoop, and you show up over there with your partner. And you get in. First, you want to make sure that everything is safe. And then you talk to the people to understand what little safety plan you put in place. So you take one person and you interview the person. Okay, no. All right, and the other partner or you can go back and talk to the other party. And then you talk to witnesses and so on. And you try to figure out, who started. It's very important. You don't show up in the middle and you see Gigi beating Michelle and say, oh my God, Gigi is the bad guy. Yeah, he might be, but she maybe tried to his eyeballs a minute ago. And that she started. So, okay, because why? Maybe he caught her, the neighbor. Got that? So you have to go to the chronology of events and how things started. So, in this case, Putin moved towards the European Union and NATO, or NATO moved towards Russia. Did Russia bombarded about 6 countries since 1991? Well, it was actually that NATO who did that. Did NATO overthrow or help overthrow a legitimate government in Ukraine in 2014, or it was in Ukraine, or was Putin? Was Putin arming the regime in Kyiv to destroy an ethnic group in East Ukraine, or it was NATO? Did KGB had 12 bases in Ukraine, or it was the United States of America's CIA? Or okay, when you look at this, you see who provoked it. Was the Russians banning the Russian language in Ukraine, Russian political parties, Russian media outlets, Orthodoxy, the Moscow-aligned Orthodoxy, or it was the guys in Kyiv? So who cast the first stone? Let's remain in that, Judeo-Christian realm. So see, Donald Tusk is a piece of garbage, and he is a Sikorski together with Mr. Zaluzhny, who I used to like. But hey, I understand that he's not playing for Ukraine, Zaluzhny. Zaluzhny warns that peace with Russia would mean capitulation. You should have thought that before you accepted NATO's vassalage, or Ukraine being a vassal of NATO. You should have thought about it and thought that before, not now. Now it's too late. Now what are you going to do? I tell you what you're going to do. Now you have to go back and say, we need to talk to the Russians. Not with the neighbor 5,000 miles away or 8,000 miles away. We talk to the next door neighbor, to our brothers, our cousins if you want. However you want to call the Russians. Because believe me, the Ukrainians are in any way closer culturally, ethnically, by DNA and everything with the Russians more than anybody else from the other side. Okay? That's a reality. So my friends, you talk with these guys or you talk with the other guys who don't give a shit. You know you're just used. So Zaluzhny tells us that means capitulation. Unfortunately, you agreed to be pushed in this situation. You thought you're gonna roll your Abrams tanks in Moscow Red Square. It's not like that, and it ain't gonna be like this. So it means capitulation. So what do you want to do, buddy? You want to do what? What exactly? All right. Now you're desperate. You should have been desperate 4 years ago, before the whole shit started. And remember, he just relinquished or released, how do you want to relinquish, gave away his position as the commander-in-chief of Ukraine just to be appointed as an ambassador sitting in an embassy in London. Who would do that? A real power versus no power? He's just an appointed guy over there with no power. Instead of having, supposedly, being in control of the Ukrainian army, military. Jesus Christ. That tells you who he is and who he plays with. Kyiv seeks 27 Patriot systems from the United States of America. Okay, you can seek them, you're never gonna find them. First, US doesn't have 27 Patriot systems. So US as a territory, it's much larger than Ukraine, and they don't have 27. I don't think the US has 27. And if US has 27, these guys looks for 40, for the reason I already mentioned at the beginning of this video. So if you need 27 more now, remember it's always now. Tomorrow, after he gets the 27, he can say, I need 49 or 69, whatever comes first. I think 49, doesn't it? Anyway, so the point is, you show how strong the Russians are and how weak and desperate you are by making that statement. You tell me that means you need 27 to stop the Russians? That means the Russians are destroying you. All right, but hey, you need, these things are so simple. If you just change the angle a degree, you don't need to go 50 degree or 90 degree. No, 1 degree and see what the hell is going on. All right, it's just a front, Let's go to the next one. The Ukrainians set Russia's Tuapse port ablaze. A fire broke out in the Russian Black Sea port of Tuapse, Krasnodar Krai, amid November, reports Tuapse. Okay, where is this Tuapse? No worries, we're going to see where Tuapse is. Not Pokrovsk, is in the Black Sea. Let me take my head off. Cut it off. So Tuapse is somewhere here. I'm going to zoom in and show you where Tuapse is. Right there, somewhere. Where is it? Tuapse. This is Sochi. This is Tuapse, and this is North Ossetia, Abkhazia, and blah, 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 goes down there, Georgia, and so on. So this is where the Russian fleet is located at this point. But let me show you a different map. Show you, Shelly? Okay. So this, Shelly. I want to show you I can't keep you away. All right, so here is the Black Sea. Tuapse is right here. So this is these guys claim they were attacked. The port. And here is where the Russian military, the fleet is located. New location of the Russian Black Sea fleet. Zapatsaka Makalaka, but nobody strike them over there. I wonder why. So this is it. From where? From Vladivostok, Jesus Christ. From Sevastopol, from here. And Tuapse, let's go and see what these guys did in Tuapse. Probably some tankers or something. Oh yeah, there's transport right there. They're not military, they're transport vessels. Why? Because NATO cannot compete. NATO, the guys in the West, cannot compete with these guys. This seems to me like coal. Not seems to me, it is coal right here. So that means they try to destroy the Russians so they can compete on the market. Great job, man. This is what I've been taught capitalism means. This is probably some oil terminal. Or what is this? All right, gas or something. Because there are some pipes right there getting straight into it. So this is an, and it's oil right there. Zapa Zapa. So from here with love, the pipes, you see the pipes? Let me see. Yeah, right here. Okay, let's follow the pipes. So this is the origin of this. Clap, clap, clap. We're gonna go zap, zap, zap. Oh, we take a 90. What the fuck is this? Click, click, click. Okay. All right. And then we go, let's follow the money. We go back, beautiful channel here. I don't think they use it for anything. And then zupu, zupu. Hey, where are we? They go underneath. Hey, they go underneath here. They come over. Smart guys, man. This is a train station or something. They come here on the other side. Grapa Zapa, they divert it in two. One goes north, one goes south. So one goes right here to this distribution center, right here, and you still have it. Boom, boom, distribution right here, zup, 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 zup. And the other one comes right here. Glop, 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 glop. Got that? Got that? Look at this. There you go. So this was an attack on the infrastructure, civilian infrastructure, and Russia's ability to make money. Why? Because capitalism in the West works like this. I've been told, I got to understand. I've been told that no, it's fair competition. You have a better product that the consumer likes, is going to buy it, and you go back in your shop and design and create a better product, maybe a little bit cheaper, and you break the market and you win, because the people will understand by buying your product that yours is better than the other one and more affordable. Well, no. I got to understand is this. I have to win no matter what. And in this case, I will ban the competition. And I win. You got it? That's what the American capitalism is right now. But they ask us to pay our taxes. Not ask us, tell us. Don't pay your taxes, you go to jail, my friends. All right, let's go to the last topic. Russians attack Ukraine with only 7 missiles and 67 drones. Hit recorded in 9 locations. But the guy right here, he wants what? He wants 27. Anyway, the Russians launched an attack a few days ago with about almost 60 or 600 drones and missiles. I think it was 600. So here it is, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.